Hey, my name is Phoenix. I am a visual artist, behavioral tech, and set designer at Canon. So this summer, I was actually honored with getting a fellowship at Glassroots. It was the Glassroots Peters Valley Fellowship. It was a 12-week intensive fellowship that allowed me to learn about multitudes of crafts such as glass blowing, blacksmithing, woodworking, fine metals, and printmaking. It was really intensive, but a lot of fun. The first, I would say 6 weeks, I spent learning different glass techniques. So flame working, glass blowing, like I mentioned before, etching. We did some fused glass, and it was just really cool to see a lot of the designs that I drew out come to light. Afterward, we did have a break in between then, and I had some time to pack and get ready for the second half of the program, where I went to Peters Valley, a craft school located in Layton, New Jersey, where I got to live with 5 other people in a house, and every day we would go to these art classes, and weekly we would have different classes with different teachers from across the country, and we got to learn more in depth about the craft and just think about how we could utilize it in our artistic endeavors and just create amazing projects. It ended with the program allowing us to have an exhibition at their gallery, where I invited all my friends and family to come see my artwork. Glassroots is a nonprofit glass art studio based in Newark, New Jersey that teaches young people life skills through glassmaking. It offers youth-centered programs for young adults and children. They offer private classes, opportunities for fellowships, mentorships, and other things to help grow your artistic resume while being in their programs. They have their classes open for people from the ages of 5 all the way to your grandmas. I guess technically when I was a kid, I always had an interest in drawing. I used to write short manuscripts and stuff for me and my sister and my neighbor at the time to act out in our backyard. My dad gave me multitudes of cameras growing up that I would use to take pictures and videograph. And then during the summer, I would do summer enrichment programs where I learned about other types of crafts, so paper mache or pottery, just random things. Outside of that, I just did a lot of art for hobby, so it was just kind of a means of self-expression. So I would say my junior year of college, I got into working with paint a lot more, so I started painting and doing a lot of self-portraits. I was really, not to be basic, but I had watched this film on Frida Kahlo, and she was obviously known for her self-portraits, and I've always struggled with my self-image. So I told myself I would draw images of myself. So that was a big part of my experience for a bit. And then come 2020, that kind of transitioned into me wanting to take self-portraits. And I got that stimulus check, so I was able to buy myself a camera, a few little lighting decor, and I had time to kill, so I would go to my backyard, I would move the furniture in my living room, and I would set it up, and I would put myself in these worlds and just photograph myself. And it was fun. I would edit the pictures myself, and I really enjoyed it. And I would start posting it on Instagram, and it caught traction. So prior to me being at the fellowship, I was working at my production company that I'm with at Canon as a visual artist there and a set designer. We do a lot of community events around the area. We do film content, and my physical energy. I don't think people realize when you are in a startup business how much work it takes. It takes your day to day. It takes your weekends, and it's what's pushing you is your mission and just betting on yourself and your teammates that things will work. But that takes a lot. And if you are someone that already has yourself juggling multiple hats and having other responsibilities, it can burn you out. In February, we had finished shooting a short film, and that was really cool. I definitely was in a space where I needed to get better when it came to just managing my time, and my physical energy. I don't think people realize how intensive being on set can be at times. When I was at Peters Valley, honestly, I was really surprised about how comfortable I felt right away. I didn't know anybody like whatsoever. Even the people that I was living with, we didn't talk the first 6 weeks, but I think it was just like a breath of fresh air to just be in a new environment outside of where I was before. So that alone just kind of relaxed me. I've always enjoyed being in nature, so the silence was also very refreshing. I'm Nigerian, so our households aren't always that quiet. So, that was like a change of pace for me. Being Nigerian is obviously a part of my identity, and I'm currently trying to figure out how I want to incorporate that into my art. I recently created a cyanotype of my parents. It's an old photo that I actually added myself in as a baby in the photo because it was just, it was a happy picture of my parents, and it's always been one that I was fond of, and I wanted to use it, and I added myself in because, I think it's an active choice to be parents, and they chose to have me, so, bang, I'm in there. I would say it was really important to me that my parents came to my exhibition and saw my art pieces and got to see me in my element. I wanted them to understand a part of me, that they are still a part of my journey, even if it doesn't necessarily always involve them. My parents got to see a vase that I made out of glass. They got to see another candle holder. They saw the metal frog I made. They saw another cyanotype piece that I did based off my dreams and my journal entries, which was a little more personal. And it was really nice because my parents, they're always supportive. They've always been supportive of me and my hobbies and my interests and like just my overall passions for things. I think that's one thing that my parents admire about me is how passionate I can be. I think they are just big on making sure that I have tangible results when it comes to stuff. So I think it was just nice that they could see that I wasn't just in the woods randomly for 12 weeks. When I went to Peters Valley, it was intensive. And 5 days trying to learn a shit ton of new material, it's a lot. If you're not in a household that supports your art, you better be in a community of other people that do. Being an artist is not easy. It's lonely. There's a good chunk of the times that you're randomly broke. And if you don't have people around you that believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, it's easy to lose track. It's easy to get caught up and give up. Not a lot of artists stick to doing art. They change courses. And that's okay. Like, we're human. I don't think trying to label yourself as one thing is good, and I think that's kind of also a part of art. It's just the freedom of expressing yourself. Um, I think innately as human, we are the art. But yeah, if you're in a household that don't support your art, baby, you better have good internal resolve and people around you. If you don't got people around you, you need to be so locked the fuck in with yourself and your dreams and your goals, because the people around you do affect how you feel. So just making sure that you are giving yourself space where it is affirming and loving to who you are and what you want to do is important. I would say I'm thankful for my parents. Uh, they just always supported my dreams. It was never like, they never was like, no. It was just really like, please have something practical with it. But they were always supportive of my dreams, or just supportive of my livelihood that allowed me to pursue my dreams. So being surrounded by a bunch of people who genuinely have their best interests of me, and I'm very lucky to have that. I am thankful for Opal's Canon, Glassroots, and Peters Valley for being core collaborators in my journey, not only as an artist, but as a growing adult. It's always appreciated when you have people who support you. And I hope to continue building and fostering a beautiful relationship.